Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the best World of Warship mods that you can download, install for yourself, approved by Wargaming. And as you can see, one example, I have this mod installed that actually helps me a lot. Without me going into the armory, I can see all the resources right in front of my port screen. Also, there is one more mod that I have downloaded, which is the battle statistics. Total per battle, per ships or whatever. This will give you all the detailed information that how much credits, XP, battles, victory that you have in this whole World of Warship session. So definitely it's gonna be huge in value. So if you do find my personal recommended mods useful and valuable, be sure to hit a like, subscribe. I will talk about the mods one by one so that you will not miss out anything. And so let's start talking about them and how, first of all, we install them in the first place. So as you can see, this is the official website of Aslain mods, approved by Wargaming. No problem, Wargaming is not going to be flagging you as you a cheater or something like that. These are pretty much legit and approved by Wargaming itself. All you have to do is to just download it with the help of a torrent file or main download link. Whatever you felt comfortable, you can do it for yourself. Once you've downloaded it, so this is how the mod file look itself. Now you just simply click it and now start installing them right now. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. We go through the next, we basically go into the next is basically explaining you how you can do, I would say, install this mod itself. Go to the next, and now he basically showing us like what are the recent updates for this whole mod pack. There are tons of mods that you can install, but what I'm personally using, I will try to show you in this video. So we go to the next, and eventually we get to the installation of mods itself. As you can see, we do have tons of mods. Now here you can see the show description button. So every mod, if you want to know a specific information about it, like what that mod does, you can just simply click on this thing and it will basically show the relevant description for that related mod. So for example, if we have the team panels by Totaro, which is, by the way, a very amazing modder, you can see here it's showing us what are the changes that the mod comes up with. Okay, so the first my recommended mod for you guys is going to be the Aslain mod, which is ship movement indicator. Now what it simply does is that if the ship is reversing, it will highlight like the red icon there that the ship is reversing at long ranges. You will easily see, for example, in this case, if there's a Moskva that is reversing behind the island or started to do that, you will see the red icon pop up. Or if the ship is stationary or stop, maybe he's trying to accelerate, speed juking you, and now he started to accelerate with the help of speed boost, then there will be a time gap where he will be in the stationary position or something like that. So it will show a gray indicator, and then if he starts to accelerate, it will show you a green icon. So something that can be pretty valuable, at least for me. You can try it out for yourself if you find this useful for you. Now we do have other which are, I would say, a must in your, I would say, game itself, which is going to be the consumables monitor. Now what it really does, it does showcase you all the activity of consumables of your allies. For example, if you're a player, maybe you are playing in ranked battle, and if you want to know which consumable that he currently using, like for example in the case of Henry, you can see here all the things, whether it does have the heal ready up or not, the reload booster, speed boost that he's currently using, anything with the help of this mod. You will see all the consumables either in running or whatever the state that they are in. Something that is amazing. You will eventually see whether the player that you are having, I would say, whether like is he using his consumables or not, you will eventually see with the help of this. The regen monitor also does the same thing. So for example, if he has the potential to heal up, for example in this case we have the booster, if he does have the healing potential, if he has not taken citadel damage, for example, and the damage that he can heal potentially, you can see that the booster does have that potential. So it will show that thing as well with the help of regen monitor, which is kind of crazy. And then we do have the detection monitor, which again, that is very, very useful, because if you have a teammate, he's basically around 10-12 kilometer away from you and some enemy destroyer is spotting him, you will eventually know that your ally got spotted. So you eventually also able to understand the location of the enemy destroyer based on that destroyer spotting the, I would say, ally ship. So something that is very, very, very powerful, to be honest. Like, a lot of other players do not have this sort of information, whether this your ally mate is detected or not, but you will know with the help of the mod. So you can imagine how powerful these mods can really be. And then we have the smoke marker. It basically showcases you the puffs of smoke, gives you the indication this specific puff basically stays here. Like, for example, we have the 4 smoke puffs. As you can see, we do have the 4 smoke puffs. It basically gives you the area where the enemy destroyer has smoked up, or maybe your ally teammate has done that thing. So again, very, very valuable. You can go and check out the detail if you want to know more about this. Advanced depth charge marker, something that is very valuable for submarine player. So he wants to know like where that depth charge basically drops in front of him, how much the distance that it has. You will eventually see with the help of this. So this is something that I would say is a very good as a mod. Numerical remaining battery on submarines, well, it will show you the battery with the help of numbers, or I would say in seconds or minutes, which you will see already here with the help of this description. Advanced torpedo marker, again, pretty useful. You will eventually see whether the torps are homing or not. I mean, you can go into the details. You will eventually see that whether this mod will help you or not. You will simply see by the help of this, image. And then adjustable submarine highlight. This is optional. I use it because I find it okay. I mean, when the submarine is locked in with the help of your guns, well, the color will be this. Otherwise, if it's not having the lock on with the help of the guns, then the color will be different. Something that I find it personally useful. You can also see this actually helps a lot. Maybe the players who have the difficulty shooting submarines and knowing that whether the submarines, you can able to hit the submarines with the help of the lock on or not. I personally find this useful. That is totally up to you. So let's go to the minimap mod. Now this is very personal for me. It's sort of subjective. There is a full description of this specific, I would say, mod. You can go and test out yourself this minimap by Totaro. I love this mod. For me, it's a very valuable mod. There are some things that you can actually see from the help of this picture, but you have to try and test out yourself in order to really get that feel whether it is gonna be working for you. For me, it works for me amazingly well. It gives you a lot of valuable information. You will see it's written here. I'm not gonna explain in full, but if you really want to know anything about the minimap by Totaro, you can always let me know in the comment. I will try to help you in that way. Okay, so another mod that I would say is huge, super valuable for me when fighting against submarines, when I'm using these submarine pingers on minimap. This will show you with the help of the red dot, the indicator, as well as for some reason they have not showcased us the direction where the submarines is actually pinging from. For example, if the submarine is kiting, it will show you in the minimap that the submarine is kiting. It will have that marker. For example, you can see the U4501s here. They have the bow in sort of direction towards you. If they are in kiting in or out or something like that, you will eventually see with the help of when they ping you. They also give you the direction whether they are kiting or not, or they are in which direction. This is huge. Honestly, if you know the direction, that whether he's turning out, kiting away, and you get like a slight blimp of that information, because it's just like 1 second worth of information that what submarine has the direction and where he's trying to ping you from. You will not precisely but get so much more valuable information and idea how to counter the submarine. You have to try it out for yourself. I find this amazing. I think you should really try and test this mod. This will going to help you a lot against submarines. I find it super useful. I find the submarine a lot much more easy to interact in trying to deal against them. You have to try it for yourself in order to get that feel what I'm trying to explain here. Okay, then we do have some of the improved chat mods. I mean, you can try it out yourself. I find this, I would say, mod useful. Again, ship name, class icon plus player name, it basically gives you this sort of information with the help of this improved chat mod. Then we have the penetration calculator, which means that you basically get improved ricochet angles, information, falling impact angle, like so many other things. Like for example, at range, if you are shooting a target, for example, if you play Slava, how much penetration that the Slava shells have at this range, if you aim at that battleship, you will see here. That is really good. Even it's gonna work for carriers as well. For example, in the case of Shinano, if you are trying to use skip AP bombers, you will see its ricochet angles, if it does have one, everything with the help of penetration calculator. I cannot emphasize enough, you should try it out as well. It's gonna help a lot. For example, if you are playing Des Moines, if you want to know the penetration numbers at that range, it will basically update, the moment you are moving your, I would say, aim further or basically closer. So any ship that is closer, your penetration calculation will be updated and you will have basically a good idea how much penetration that you have at that range. So something that is really amazing. Regen assist, super valuable. I mean, you will get the healing information, how much you can heal if you have lost quite a lot of HP. So it will basically show you the numerical value of how much heal that you can do. Something that I would say is a must, honestly. Then we have the build viewer, which basically showcase you what are the builds that you or maybe the other team players have, which kind of help you in figure it out whether your teammate is a good player or not. Honestly, you will eventually see their builds. I mean, there is one YouTuber, Flamu, you probably know. He used this build viewer and basically looks at your teammates build with the help of this mod, and he basically realizes whether he is a good player or not. Like something that you can do apart from the win rate itself. So something I would say highly recommended, so you know how your teammates are in the randoms as well as in the ranked, and what builds that they have, they really have actually. Something that you can get from this mod, which is kind of crazy to be honest. Then we have the 3D radar. It basically gives you the full circle, sort of the mini, sort of I would say the 3D location in the game itself, like how much that radar covers the map, which you can see here clearly. That much the area or the distance that the radar covers, it will give you a circle, which is, I would say, pretty nice. I use it, I like it. And then intuitions. So I really like this mod as well. I mean, if there are multiple enemy ships and having multiple radio position that they have as a captain skill, and if they have a RPF on you, for example, if they are locating you with the help of the radio position, for example, if there are 2 destroyers and if they are locating you, it will give you the number, which is kind of cool and crazy at the same time. You basically know there are 2 destroyers that are very close to you, because that also eventually kind of reflect based on the radio position, that which destroyer, or at least how many destroyers are actually locating you with the help of the radio position. Something that is pretty amazing. Actually more than one destroyer that is trying to locate you with the help of radio position finding. So very, very impressive mod. Honestly, something that Wargaming just does not give you with the help of this much information. And then underwater hit viewer. Well, it basically, someone basically commented me in my YouTube video, I think in my last video or something like that, how you get this information. If the shell hit does not deal any damage, it basically shows whether it hits on onto the enemy ship, and it will basically give you more information like that. You can see here, this modification displays whether the shell hit is underwater or not. Something, again, it's nice. If you get the citadel hit, maybe underwater, it will basically indicate you that you have taken damage, but the shell is underwater. So very, very nice. I mean, if the shell is over water, you will not going to get this information. Obviously, it's not going to get triggered, but underwater shell will definitely going to trigger this information, which is, I would say, again, very nice. Play together. I mean, so this mod can invite the players you encountered in previous battles. Again, invite to division. I mean, it's not like necessary to download it. It's not giving you a whole lot of value, but you can try it. AFK monitor, on the other hand, is so much valuable than I can think of anything. Like for example, if you are playing carrier, honestly this can be sort of the abuse. I don't know why Wargaming added the AFK monitor. This seems to be not justified in my opinion. But if you are a CV player, and if there is a Montana, for example, if the enemy Montana has not started the battle or got AFK, you will see the orange indication of that ship. Oh my goodness. You basically go here, maybe spot that Montana with the help of the CV, for example, and you basically kill him for free. Or maybe something like that. If the ship does not, get out of the spawn, you will eventually see whether he is AFK or not. And you will eventually take a huge advantage, especially in randoms or even in ranked. Especially if you are playing carrier or maybe some other class, but carrier will abuse this so hard, and I can't believe that Wargaming added AFK monitor, especially when there are CVs that can be played in randoms and rank. Can't believe that. My goodness, you can abuse this to the core level with the help of carriers. But yeah, this is the AFK monitor. You will eventually see the ship whether it's AFK or not. Then we have torpedo reaction time, pretty nice. I mean, for destroyer player, for example, the torpedo boat destroyers can get huge value. For example, these are the Japanese torpedoes. You eventually see the reaction time, how much time that the battleship has once it spot that particular destroyer, and how much he has the time after that spotted torpedo, and how he can maneuver it during that time. Is that we call the reaction time for, I would say, against battleship. So something that is pretty useful. If you have deep water top, for example, in the case of Yang, you will have insane reaction time. It's like around 4 seconds or something like that. So it has very, very less time. So if you are building up with the help of upgrades and captain skills, you will eventually see that the reaction time of torpedo can go lower the more speed of the torpedoes get. So again, I would say it's a very nice thing. You will get extra information. I believe that Wargaming should implement it in their vanilla game itself, rather than we download the mod and get this information like this. So again, huge value. I would say a must mod to have. Okay, so then we have aircraft carrier helpers. You can go and try it out yourself. I'm using it. I'm not going to explain in detail about these sort of mods. It's a lot of mods, to be honest. This mod actually helps you a lot to track the status of the smoke and fighter consumables on your CV squadron. Like for example, if you have used the fighter consumable maybe for the A6, you will see how much time once you pop that fighter has remaining. For example, if you pop the fighter, if you have fully built it, for example, I would say anti-CV sort of build, you want to know the time of that fighter that he has remaining to hover onto that position. Well, you can see the number of seconds like this with the help of this mod. Then there are other mods, for example, the numerical HP on squadrons. You will see the numbers, total number of HP in the form of numbers, something that is pretty cool. Then we have advanced damage meter. Again, if you have taken damage or caused damage to the ships, you will see a lot of detailed information. Then we have score timer, shot timer, radar timer. Again, if you want to see how much time that you have remaining in order to win or lose the game, you will see the score timer will help a lot. I think this is the must mod to have, because you can basically, I would say, you realize the game situation very quicker, and based upon that you have time remaining to win or lose, you basically push or kite or whatever decision that you do along with your teammates. So score timer is something that a lot of experienced players use. You should use as well. You eventually get a whole lot of value. And also there is a shot timer that basically helps you in getting undetected after you shoot the guns. For example, if you shoot the guns, you have 20 seconds of bloom time for using the guns itself, obviously. Then it will basically show you how much time that you have remaining before you get undetected. So it's a shot timer, very valuable. I mean, you can always maneuver for the 20 seconds and you will eventually see, okay, the time's gonna be running out, and finally the 20 seconds completely run out, I will get undetected. So it basically gives you the idea, like huge. Another huge thing, radar timer does the same thing. If you get radared, for example, if you get radared and there's a Des Moines that is radaring you, you usually know how much radar does the Des Moines have, right? If you know that the radar of the Des Moines goes more than 40 seconds, this radar timer comes in very, very handy. For example, this radar makes you spot it, for example, maybe for 40 or 45 seconds, then you will eventually know, okay, the radar of the Des Moines will run out, and I can just quickly position, or I would say change my position. So something that is huge in value once again. So again, you basically can time and put in your mind that how much time is remaining for the radar to run out. It will basically give you the idea. So huge, another valuable mod, to be honest. And then we do have the radio location. These are basically the colors. Basically, rather than having this whole thing like this, if you are using this light white mod, it will basically have the circle. It's not like making a huge difference. It's sort of the, I would say, I mean, you should use it. That's totally up to you. I don't think so it's gonna change anything. And then we do have some other mods, which I'm not gonna say are very, very, have valuable in terms of improving your game experience, but certainly helps a lot still. For example, the port zoom out. This mod is pretty nice. You can basically zoom way more than you currently can in the game port. So you can do that, something that I really like. For example, if you want to zoom in super hard onto a turret of a destroyer, you can zoom in super hard. And if you want to zoom out super hard, like full, and you want to see this whole port, how it looks like, with the help of port zoom out, you can do that. So that is again a very nice thing. Session stats. Again, this is the thing that I was talking about in the start of the video, that you can have the battle statistics. A lot of things show you with the help of this whole mod, that how much credits, XP, base XP, free XP that you have farmed over the amount of battles, and how much victories that you got during that session. You will eventually see with the help of session stats. Another mod that I would say is a must: all ships in the vertical tech tree. For example, if there are rare ships, if you don't have those ships, and if you want to know the armor layout, maybe the reload time of the guns, or anything related to that, you see every single premium ship that Wargaming has added in the game, including Ivaki Alpha, including, I would say, the Arkansas Beta, including the Kitagami, all the ships that Wargaming has released, including the ships like, for example, the, I would say the Luch one. I don't remember the names of those. Like, yeah, all the ships, just to be very clear. And then we do have the ship class tech tree labels. Something that you can do, it's basically labeling out the classes for the tech tree. So something that is still pretty nice. Then we have the server population. If you want to know the number of players currently on your server directly in the port itself, this is something that it can do. Resources is the most valuable. A lot of players do ask me, what is the mod that does help you a lot in showcasing you all the resources? Well, this is the thing that you should check and basically turn it on for yourself. It will basically show all the coal, steel, research points, everything right in front of your port screen. All ships in the training room, again, a very nice mod. So every ship that you can use in the training battle, you can have with the help of mod. This modification enables you to select all the ships in the training room, including the premium or test ships. So you can even use test ships or premium ships with the help of this mod, and you can basically use them in training room, fight against them, right? So that is something that you can do. Crew assignment, I think this is very personal. I don't really understand. Like, you can simply assign the crew pretty much like with the help of this. I'm not going to explain that, but you can use it. I tried to use it, but I didn't get much value. Maybe I can uncheck it, but I just check it regardless. I did use it quite often, but usually it's not something that is still, I would say, a need for me to do it. So, and then however, what is really interesting and very nice thing about it, giving you more information in the port, is the overmatch. So if you want to know if these caliber guns can overmatch a cruiser or battleship, something like that, you can see the overmatch AP shell. It will basically give you the number. Again, if you are playing Republic, if you want to know the overmatch of that AP, it will basically show you 30 or 30 plus, whatever the overmatch AP that it gets, or the Yamato that does overmatch 32mm armor. So it basically show you the number directly in the game. Okay, then there is auto container collector. I mean, whenever you have farmed enough XP and you have crossed the threshold so that you can receive a specific container for that threshold, you simply be able to auto collect it. It does not need to be like you basically click on that and you basically, receive it eventually. There's a process. You have to go through the process, and this basically bypass that. So you will have all the containers collected, and they will be showing you in the, I would say, port section, right? Container area. You can simply just now have to open them. So that is pretty nice. Then we have not in battle. This is also very nice. I would say it avoids any sort of stream sniping, and I would say I highly recommend that you use it. Okay, so for example, what players do usually, if the players know that if he is in the battle, it basically does not show you the battle I would say, well, if I make it pretty much simple, it just avoids you to get, I would say, stream sniped or snipe in general. If someone is maybe playing a very, very powerful ship and he basically wants to snipe you, he will basically wait for you, that when you get into the battle, the icon of the battle changes. When you are in the port, you have a different icon on the contact section. You will eventually see what I'm talking about. And also when you get into the battle, when you press the battle button, you will have a different icon. So it basically switches. And during that switch, a player can catch you that switch and also utilize this advantage to basically snipe you. So yeah, when you basically click on this mod, it only basically shows you that you are online, but it does not show you whether you are in the battle or in the port. So no one will eventually see you what you are doing. Either you are in the battle or either you are in the port. Helps you avoiding that stream sniping or sniping in general by anyone. Something that I would say every streamer or YouTuber should use. You will be super easily avoided by getting sniped. As simple as that. And then we have the tournament ready. I would say it's pretty valuable. I mean, for example, if you have any captain getting the skills mastered, it basically tells you before maybe playing in the I would say in the tournament or in the clan battles that, well, you don't have the captain skills mastered yet, or basically has undistributed skill points or something like that. Okay, your upgrades are not fully mounted, or maybe there's one upgrade that is missing. It basically helps you to avoid entering into the game without you fully building with the help of captain skills and upgrades. So something that is, I would say, very, very nice. It helps you a lot to make you tournament or clan battles ready. So I would say it's a very nice thing if you are specifically playing competitive modes with the help of maybe your division mates or clan mates or whatever. And then we do have some extra ports. For example, we do have the black hole port, something that you can use. I mean, this is a full black hole port. Then we have a Twitch port, which you can see here that you will get extra, or the dome port that you can have extra. I have enabled them. You will have extra ports if you like them in general, something that you can do it for yourself. So that is something that you can also get with these mods. And I think you can go and figure it out for yourself, all the mods. Maybe you might get more valuable mods. You can always let me know in the comments. And then we have the map environment, where I use fog remover or anti-glare, I would say, sunglasses mod. Something that helps me a lot. I mean, it does not, makes my, make my experience sort of bad. I mean, usually when there is fog, I don't like the mod. I want to be the map as clear as possible, so that when I'm shooting the battleship or cruiser, I will have the clear vision of it. So fog remover or anti-glare, I would say, sunglasses sort of thing does help a lot. I like them. It basically clears up all, I would say, the noise that can potentially happen with the help of fog, or maybe the sun itself with the help of the shine. So this can help a lot for me. I'm using them. You can also use it for yourself. And then eventually we can also have the limit that you can remove for the maximum replays in the battle replays recording. So again, there is a limit to it, how many replays that you can have, and you can remove it with the help of this mod. So you will remove the limit of max replay, something that you can do for yourself. And then last but not the least, we have the matchmaking monitor, which if you download, you will eventually see all the stats, the PR, the win rate, everything for that particular player. Either you are either you want to see for the ally or for the enemy. Maybe you are playing randoms, maybe you are playing ranked. You will eventually see all of those damage numbers or PR when you are using the matchmaking monitor. Pretty good if you want to know what enemy player is capable of, or if he's a really I would say a bad player. You will eventually see its win rate and everything. So thank you guys for watching. This is the mod pack and sort of a big video, but I try to explain as much as possible all the valuable mods that I'm currently using, and you can use it for yourself. You can always let me know in the comments. I can make a video where I can showcase you all the mods and its value directly in the game. When I'm playing the game itself, I can just direct to you guys what this mod specifically does. But here, in this case, if you want to download more mods and want to test them, especially my recommended mods, you can always try it out and maybe ask me in the comment section below what that particular mod does. If you maybe want to get more information in general, I will try to help you out. I'm here for that. So yeah, take care guys, and please let me know in the comments what do you think. Peace out.